progressive vision loss. There are three types of clinical Usher syndrome, I guess, type 1, type 2, and type 3. People with type 3 are born hearing and gradually become hard of hearing over the span of their life. Vision loss also becomes effective towards the end of their life. People with type 2 are born with moderate hearing impairment, and the RP becomes noticeable by the blind spots that begin to appear shortly after the teenage years. People with type 1 are born completely deaf. Eyesight usually begins degrading around the age of 5 to 10, beginning with night blindness. Gradually, their peripheral vision gets smaller until basically they're looking out of like straws, and then finally it just closes up. All three of my siblings who have Ushers have type 1, and at this time I'd like to welcome them to the stage to share a little bit about their experience with just being someone diagnosed with Ushers.
I still clearly remember years ago, at age about 11, I went with my mom for an eye doctor's regular checkup. Expected to be a normal appointment, like before. However, it was an appointment that would affect my life forever. It was then when I first found out about Usher syndrome, and I was diagnosed with it. I was confused, as it wouldn't surely have, didn't know how it would affect me and my future. Not only affect me, but affect my whole family as well. There were a lot of emotions: confusion, anger, despair, denial. We spent a lot of time researching about Usher syndrome in order to understand it and how to prepare for it in the future. So later on, we found out that both my younger deaf brothers have the same diagnosis as well. And it didn't take us long to realize that though all of us have the same diagnosis, the Usher syndrome diagnosis, it affects each one of us differently. It was slower for me as my symptoms are only minimal right now. Even though my doctor said that it was expected for me to begin progressive blindness at age 20. I've already lived past 20. But the scary thing is, it is not a predictable disease. I can have minimal vision loss 1 year and potentially lose it all the next. I have to live knowing this. It's not easy to live my life knowing that one day there may be a cure found and there may not be. That my bright, colorful world will one day fade into dark, silent world. It's not easy. to go on with life pretending that I'm fine. Nothing is looming in my future. That's how I got through most of my life, as a defense mechanism to cope with Usher syndrome, to escape reality. Now, as I soon will be graduating from university in a few weeks, I know I will have to prepare to confront my future with what's going to happen next. However, with that in mind, I will need to embrace a future that involves Usher syndrome as well. Knowing that, I need to make the best of it with my eyes still functioning well now, which means that I will need to do everything I can now while my vision is still beneficial. It involves a few hard decisions, but for the sake of my future, I have learned to accept Usher syndrome as a part of my future, taking action of going straight into grad school in the fall and pursuing a research program that I hope would benefit the process of finding a cure for Usher syndrome, as well as education. I want to be attentive to travel and see as many experiences as I can. So as I lose my vision, I want to rely on my colorful memories to bring light to my darkness.
Hello, my name is Keegan, and I'm 15 years old. Like my older sister, I also have Usher's, and I'm experiencing the effects of it. I have night blindness, which means I cannot see in the dark at all. It's pitch black to me, and my eyes doesn't adjust to the dark as you guys. 2 nights ago, me, my mom, and my little boys wanted to see the full moon outside, but I could not see anything. I could not see the steps or the rocks, so I had my brothers to lead me and use a flashlight to help me see my way through so I could see the full moon. Even in the daytime, I can't see very well because my vision is closing like this, and I cannot see anything down below. So that's why I trip, I fall on dogs, tables, books, so I can't see down there. Even at age of 15, I have to think about my future. I have to learn to read Braille, the thing that you use your thumbs. I have to learn to use my cane, feel my way through. Also, as a big brother, I feel like I have a responsibility to educate my little brother, Christopher, to understand Usher's and what he has to be prepared for the future. Thank you, and please pray for us and for Kiera.
in the mornings when you wake up and you probably immediately just blink your eyes because your eyes are very sensitive to the light, or when you run to the window to look and see what the weather's like outside, or when I ask you to change your clothes because they don't match. You go and look in the mirror and you also notice that your hair is messed up. One day, Kirsten, she won't be able to see or do those things. If I had to try to summarize what it was like and what it is like with my best friend and then my two little brothers being diagnosed with Usher syndrome, I probably have to relate it to the 5 stages of grief. I felt everything from anger all the way to acceptance. Different situations would bring up different emotions. I have seen the trials, or many of them, that Keegan and Kirsten have gone through, especially. I've witnessed many times where Kirsten, as strong as she is, break down from the emotional roller coaster that it's been for her for the past 10 years. I've seen Keegan struggle physically with the effects of Usher syndrome, like tripping over things like he can't see. I can't tell you how much it destroys me to know that my little baby brother, Christopher, will have to go through the same struggles. He's the baby of the family, and it's my natural instinct as his older sister just to pick him up and hold him and protect him from all the bad stuff. But even though I can physically do that, I can't wish away Usher syndrome and the effects of that. So over the past several years, I've come to the conclusion that there's really only one thing that I can do, and that really any of us here can do. I'm not a scientist, I'm a doctor, and I sure do not have the brains necessary to come up with the next cure for any disease, let alone Usher syndrome. But there are plenty of people out there who can. And so I'll say to all of you tonight who have come out to support me and this cause, even though, yes, I am finishing my last year of high school, and yes, this is a concert, but this is not my senior recital. This is me using the gifts that God gave me, and my love for music to raise awareness and funds for a disease that has directly affected my family. This is giving me my best effort to show how much I love my family, and this is me fighting my hardest to hopefully help my siblings overcome Usher syndrome. And so without further ado, I would like to add something to our program tonight that you guys do not have in your